Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the narcissist and where the narcissist traits even come from. I've talked a lot about post-traumatic stress and all that, that goes along with it. But I want to talk a little bit about the actual narcissist and the reasons behind what makes a narcissist. And of course, obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, and I do, like I said, a lot of research. I follow a lot of doctors, teachers, life coaches, and just from what I've learned, because I've really tried to study and tried to find out, like, why is a narcissist a narcissist? I mean, they're human beings, they have a heart, they have feelings, but technically, the narcissist is somebody who, at a very, very, very young age, was, I don't want to say traumatized, but they had parents a lot of the time that they didn't show any empathy, or they showed zero empathy or no empathy. A lot of times, as children, they were overpraised or underpraised, or they had zero parental, there was no parental control. And they've done a lot of studies, and obviously they're doing studies, they're doctors, they're scientists, they have more knowledge, obviously. All I have is what I've studied, and the knowledge that I have is my life experience with narcissists and being raised by a narcissist, sociopath. So because it affected me so strongly, that I'm just like hell-bent on finding out what causes narcissism, and can they be fixed, can they be repaired, can they be different. And I mean, I think with a lot of therapy, I think a narcissist can be, I don't know, maybe try to understand why they're feeling what they're feeling, or, maybe a lot of times if a narcissist goes to therapy, because narcissists are so critical of everybody that they will probably even like tell the therapist, like, well, yeah, but like, how many years did you go to school, and like, what college did you go to? Because some colleges aren't even considered like legit and real degrees, and they'll find different things to be critical about just because they're the narcissist, and they know everything, so tell me something that I don't know, but the studies that they've done, and basically the majority are, it's inherited, it's genetics. And I think I read it was like 45 to 65% of children of narcissists will actually become a narcissist, or you'll be on the extreme spectrum of that and be an empath and be an overcompensator, and wanting the love and the affection. And narcissists want that too. But a good example is, let's say you have a child, firstborn child, and they're the child, they're the baby, their needs come first, and then your parent has another child, so that other little brother, little sister comes along, and then a lot of times the older child will act out, or they'll try to get the attention of the parent, because now there's this new baby, and where do I stand? And parents have to be really careful in how they treat children, and I didn't even realize like how important it is, how crucial it is to make sure that you're giving the best of your ability, your children, the equal amounts of attention. And each child has different personalities. If you're a parent and you have multiple children, each child has different personalities. So each child needs different levels of attention or different types of attention. One child might act out in bad behavior just to get attention, because bad attention, negative attention is better than no attention as far as a child's mind thinks. And even as adults, because what happens with narcissists is, you know, if they're not getting attention and affection from their parents, and they're not learning boundaries, and they're not learning healthy love, and you know, what's okay, what's not okay, and they're not being taught by their parents, or they're looking at the example of their parents or other adults, and that's what they're learning. And I just think it's really sad that, you know, being a child of a narcissist, and it's almost like you're doomed from the beginning, you know. I just think it's a real cruel, it's a cruel thing. I mean, obviously there's no control over it. It's just, you know, life. It's just the way, you know, parenthood and you know, adulting, and it's just the way everything works and everything goes. And, you know, I know God created us all equally. I do feel bad for people who are narcissists. I do feel bad for them, because they're very unhappy people. They're very, I think the main core of what makes a narcissist an abuser and what makes a narcissist hateful is their envy. And that's what it stems from. That's what it starts with from a child, is envy. You know, in some way, shape, or form, is, you know, I'm jealous that my little brother's getting more attention than I am. You know, I'm jealous that the kid across the street, you know, has a brand new bike, and I have to, you know, get a used one, or, you know, a hand-me-down bike, or, you know, it's just, it stems from envy. And it's not envy in a, oh, you're so lucky, gosh, you know, I'm so happy for you. No, it's not. I'm not happy for you. And I almost hate you because you have what I want. And that's just how they think and how they grow. They grow up thinking, you know, I want this. I don't know how to get it. You have it. And I just want you to lose it. Like, I don't want you to have that. I'm not happy for you. You know, I want it. I don't know how to obtain it. Maybe I do. Maybe I can get it. Maybe I have a hard time, you know, keeping things. Things are easy to achieve, but keeping them is a different story. You know, it's always easy to get something, but maintaining something is hard. It just goes along with the whole relationship thing. You know, they finally pull you in and suck you into their web, and then maintaining, keeping you, and keeping you happy, and keeping you satisfied, and keeping up that front is a very, very, very exhausting thing for the narcissist. So once you identify that they are a narcissist, that's when all bets are off. That's when, watch what you do, watch what you say, be careful. It's very, very dangerous. Because again, like I said before, they're very volatile. You don't know, they're unpredictable. You don't know what they'll do. They might love you so much that if they can't have you, you're not going to leave them. Like, you just don't leave them. You just don't leave the narcissist, because they're perfect in every way. And why would you leave them? Because all they do is love you. They love you to death. And a lot of times that's what it comes down to, is loving you to death. Literally, they could possibly kill you. They could possibly harm you. I'm not saying that they're all, you know, murderers or anything like that, but you don't know how the brain works, and we don't know what triggers in our own brains, even in a healthy brain. Like, what even is a healthy brain? What is normal? There is really no normal. My normal is different than your normal. This person's normal is different than everybody. There's really no normal. What's normal for you is what's normal for you, and vice versa. And we can't expect people to, you know, think like us or believe like us, or, you know, it's just, it's life. It's life. It really sucks. But I took a few notes because I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the narcissist and about where they even come from. You know, how was the narcissist created? And like I said, what I've found out to be is basically it's inherited and it's genetics, environmental. You know, they grow up seeing behaviors. They learn those behaviors. Or they don't grow up seeing any behaviors and they have to learn themselves. And they lack something in their brain. They lack a chemical. There's a chemical imbalance somewhere in their brain. And they lack empathy, first of all. We've talked about that. They completely lack empathy. They almost have no emotion. And if you know a narcissist, or you're in a relationship with the narcissist, or have been in a relationship with the narcissist, you know that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you're talking to them. They're looking at you like a deer in headlights. They're looking at you like, okay, and, you know, you don't feel good, or you have a problem with somebody, but they're looking at you like glaring at you like, okay, well, they really want to say, what they really want to say is, well, you probably are that person, and you gave them a reason to feel that way about you or think that way about you. But they don't say anything. They don't even address it. Later on down the road, because they're passive aggressive, very passive aggressive, later on down the road it comes out. And then you say, I knew it. I knew by the look on your face that there was something that you wanted to say and you didn't say it. I know how you work. Okay, I'm on to you. I've been on to the narcissist. I've called him out. I've gotten into situations where I was with the narcissist and not knowing, because I wanted something so bad and I wanted to believe, and I was in love with the fact of being in love, and I was in love with the fact of this person just coming in and saving me, you know, because I've been through so much that I'm just so tired and I just want somebody to just have my back, you know, just take the reins, just let me just rest for a while, you know, let me catch a break, let me catch my breath. And that's what happens, and that's how we end up in these relationships with narcissists. And I can't say we don't have anybody else but ourselves to blame, but we do make choices, and we do see those signs. The signs are there. The signs are definitely there. Whether you want to believe or see what you think you're seeing as this is a red flag, they're red flags. We just ignore them. We ignore them because our fleshly bodies want what we want. And sometimes, looking back, like in hindsight, you say all those little things that maybe were like, oh, you know, you just have that euphoric feeling in the relationship. It's all new, and you get butterflies, you know, when you're going to go out on a date, or, you know, they're coming to pick you up, or, you know, we all want that, and everybody deserves that. And I mean, even the narcissist deserves, you know, love and affection, but the way that they use it and abuse it that's on them, you know, that's on them. And anyway, they're very unhappy people. They are very, very unhappy people. And again, they have to be in control. They have to be the authoritarian. They have to be an authority. Okay, I'm not a wordsmith. Okay, so we know this already. But you know, they're very arrogant, and a lot of times we add to it. Like, we make them. I always talk with my daughters about certain things, like in relationships. Like, sometimes we'll go for that one guy that's like, you know, he's not the best looking, but he's just like so charming, he's just so sweet, you know, and then you get cheated on him, you get cheated on by them, and you're like, what the heck, Like, first of all, buddy, I'm completely out of your league, okay? You're lucky that I even gave you the time of day. So that's a mistake that we make as women and men, is we give them the impression that they're like top notch, you know, that they're like good looking and, you know, they got everything going for them and they're like the shit, you know. So they get, you know, arrogant and, oh yeah, you know, I'm, you know, nobody's better than me, and nobody's treated you better than I've treated you, and, you know, I'm just all that. I have a good job. I have this going for me. I have that going for me. You know, it's your loss, and da-da-da-da-da. We do that to them. We give them that power. We give them that confidence. And I would like to think that I have no longer continue to do that. I would like to think that I call people out on stuff, okay? I do. I call people out because when I know bullshit when I see it. And if it's after the fact, then it's after the fact, but nevertheless, it's not too late. Okay? You can't allow a narcissist to tell you, you know, you're with me now. So now you're stuck with me, because you're not leaving me, I'm not divorcing you, or whatever the case may be. You can get away from the narcissist. Don't ever let the narcissist manipulate you or intimidate you, because if you're very easily intimidated, or you're in fear, or you're a victim or a survivor of, you know, severe abuse, you're going to stay longer. I'm one of those people who stay too long. I'm one of those people that love too hard. And what it comes down to is, was it really love after all? What was it? What was it that drew you in? Because all those little things that draw you in are all those red flags that you see later on that are destroying your relationship or your marriage. So it's really a shitty ass deal. You know, it's a shitty ass deal, and they don't have their own identity. They don't have, you know, they're adults. They grow up to be adults. They grow up and have good jobs. Some of them, they're artists. They're professionals, but they have very childlike minds, and they don't mature past a certain level. And when they act out and they're punishing you, it's their way of throwing a temper tantrum. So it's just like a child throwing a temper tantrum. That's what they're doing. You know, it's almost like you have to tell them, like, go to your room, you know, leave me alone and go to your room. And it's like, they'll be like a teenager. They won't stop talking. They have to have the last word. They'll talk and talk and talk until you're in your car flying down the street, and they'll get in their car and take off after you sometimes. Like, it's literally that bad. It's just super scary. It's very scary, and I just think we just need to keep talking about this. I just think that we need to be a support to one another, and we need to know that, you know, who are these people? Who are these people, and where do they come from, and what happened to them, and what happened to their parents and their parents' parents, and, you know, was it a curse? Was it some curse that was put on families? Or, you know, I pray for breaking those cycles. I pray for those generational curses to be broken. You know, I still believe in the all-knowing, loving God, who nothing is too big for him, and nothing's impossible. You know, the narcissist, maybe they can change. You know, they're human beings. My dad was a narcissist. My dad was the biggest narcissist that I've ever known. So few of the narcissists, I can't say all of them, but he was probably 3 or 4 narcissists that I've known all in one. And he was the sociopath. He was very evil, very, he had to be in control. You know, nobody talked back. You don't talk back. You don't talk back unless you want to get your teeth knocked out of your mouth. You know, I don't want to keep talking about what he did to me. I don't want to keep harping on that. But the things that he did to me are the reason that I'm here right now doing this video. It's the reason why I'm doing these videos and these segments of post-traumatic stress and complex post-traumatic stress and anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts. And, I've survived death 3 times. And I want to say 4 because technically there was 4 times. I did have a gun pulled on me. So when I talk about that stuff that, those traumas that could have caused your post-traumatic stress, I have had a gun pulled on me. I was tortured and choked and thought I was going to die. And I almost died at the hands of my father when I was 14. And I didn't, clearly. I didn't die. And then the cancer. Well, I also had a failed suicide attempt, and I was not trying to kill myself, okay, by any means. I was 24 years old, and I was depressed, like super, super depressed. And I had I had 3 kids by the time I was 23, so I had postpartum depression. And when you have postpartum depression and you're already a depressed person, that's just like it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for, man, if you survive this, it's going to be a miracle. And that's kind of how I've just been living my life, because I struggled with depression. I struggled with anxiety. I struggled with the post-traumatic stress and the triggers. And you just get to a point sometimes where you don't even trust your own judgment. And that's a scary thing. You almost want, like I've prayed multiple times for God to, there's signs. He shows me different things. We have an intuition. And sometimes that's how he speaks to us, is by our gut. What is your gut telling you to do? But then you start saying, wait, is my gut telling me to do this because I'm scared? Is my gut telling me to do this because, is this really my gut telling me? Or is this just my fears of opening up or my fear of trusting? So it's confusing. You don't know. But I'm at a point where I'm just like, God, like, I'm 53 years old. Like, you really need to show me some stuff here. Like, you really need to, something needs to fall from the sky and something needs to be written on the wall. And I really need to know that what I'm hearing is from you. And the decisions that I make are decisions that God wants for me. Not that I want for myself. I want to do the right thing, the best thing for me, for other people involved. And I don't want to keep tripping over my own 2 feet, for the rest of my life. I'm not in a bad place. I have come so far in my life, in my walk, in my journey, through surviving the abuse and the multiple relationships, in abuse with that, I'm in a better place today. You can see that I can't say that every single person that was abused suffers from post-traumatic stress. I can't say that because I don't know that for a fact. I can say probably 8 out of 10 people are struggling, and if you're not, that's great. And you're blessed for sure to not have any issues from it. But all I can say is that the research that I'm doing, and I'm going to continue researching, and I'm just not going to stop researching, because I need to be able to understand the reasons behind narcissism, and I need to be able to know for a fact what the signs are of a narcissist. I pretty much do know all the signs. I really do. I could say that I've looked past a lot of the signs. I have looked past a lot of the signs, and I'm not proud of it. And we don't want to hear people tell us, I told you so, or I knew something was off, and you didn't want to listen. And it's just like, again, comes back to, we're all doing the best that we can do. We're all doing what we think is right at that moment. So moving forward, I want to continue to study. I want to continue to learn. And no, I don't think you should, just watch videos, binge watch videos, and try to, you know, watch about narcissism, watch about empaths, watch about post-traumatic stress, you know. Don't spend your whole life studying. I'm not doing that. I am living. And I think that's the biggest thing is I have become so isolated and so in my own bubble that there's been times that I have missed out on a lot of things in life. And we are in control. We can determine, you know, we can go for a hike. We can drive to the mountains and see the pretty sky and the trees and nobody's holding us back from doing that. You know, when you get depressed, you don't want to do those things. You know, it's like those are the things that are gonna make us feel better, but we don't want to do those things because maybe for a little while it feels good just to be miserable and just cry and just be, because you know what, you've been through some shit. Like you really, really have. So, you know, I know the sayings, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That annoys the shit out of me. Like, you know what? I know if what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, okay, because I've been through a shit ton of things. And I know people mean well when they say that. Or it could always be worse. It could always be so much better. Yes, that's true. It could be. But enough is enough. Okay, so we need to just heal. We need to heal. We need to support each other. We need to continue to study as much studying and research that they're doing to, sorry, my hair is like, I washed my hair and this is what it looks like before I straighten it. So, you know, I think I'm going to just wear it curly for a couple days just because straightening this is so time consuming. Your arms get weary. It's just time consuming. So I'm going to just wear it like this for a couple days, if that's okay with you guys. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk about what causes narcissism. They just have such a strong inner hatred for themselves that they deflect that onto other people and to try to hurt other people. And how dare you be happy and be content, and how dare you, you know, do something that makes you feel good that doesn't include them. Like, if they're not included in it, they don't want to see you happy, and they will let it be known, and you will know. You will get the punishment. You will get the side eye. You will get the silent treatment. You will get the temper tantrum, you know, but why? And that's how I feel like I've been, like, in arguments and discussions with people that are like, okay, but why? Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. I told you the last time. I told you the time before that. I keep telling you the same thing. Quit asking me why. This is why. Your behavior does not change. Your behavior continues. It's a cycle. It's a pattern. You say the same things. You do the same things. It's up to me. It's up to you to put an end to it. It's up to you to decide when enough is enough. And, you know, are you going to do that? You know, are you going to love yourself enough to walk away? You know, there's not enough love in the world for somebody to treat us badly and to make us feel less than. There's not enough love, and that is not love. Okay? It's not, and it sucks, because if you've fallen in love with somebody who is a narcissist or is just a bad person in general, it sucks. Because you have to decide, do I love this person more than I love myself? So anyway, you guys, that's just a little bit of stuff that I've researched on what causes narcissism, how they're born, how they're created, and there's so much more. There are so much more, but take care of yourselves. Be careful, be wary, stay alert. If you're in a situation that you can't get out of right now, you can still heal and you can still grow. So don't think you have to get out of it to move forward. Just be careful with your choices. Just be careful with, you know, just stay safe. Because not all the narcissists out there are dangerous, but you know, we don't know. So you don't want to be in a situation where somebody's getting physical with you or putting their hands on you. It's definitely not okay. So leave the situation. Go stay the night somewhere if you can. Make them leave if you can. A lot of times they won't leave because there's nothing wrong with them and they didn't do anything wrong. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And maybe it'll be a makeup video, but all of this stuff is like for our, you know, we put makeup on, we do our hair, we dress cute. That's all on the outside. We have to take care of the inside. So how we treat ourselves, how we, you know, what we eat, the water, we need lots of water. What we intake inside is very, it's almost more important than what we look like on the outside. Because the outside's just a mask. The outside is just a costume. What is the condition of your body? What is the condition of your heart? What is the condition of your mind and your spirit? That is so important. I always ask God, just give me peace of mind. Just give me peace in my heart. Just let me be confident and content and know that I'm right where I need to be. I want that more than anything. I want that more than $1 million to for once in my life just be at peace and just know that everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen. And I'm getting there. I'm feeling those feelings, those euphoric feelings that you get when you fall in love. I'm feeling those feelings just on my own, and not in a sexual way, but just in a happy, natural way. So I love you guys. Please leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And I hope you guys will interact with me and give me your tips and your ideas and, you know, information that you've found out or you've researched, or maybe you're a doctor, or maybe you're a life coach, maybe you can help me. So I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.